Hello, and welcome to the product development section of the guide. In this particular segment, we're going to be talking about written training guides, and more specifically, how to get someone from A to Z through written guides. Let's go ahead and get started. So, writing effective and personal training guides is a really important part of any online business, specifically subscription and membership businesses, because online written blogs are the majority of what people are going to be finding through search engines and how they'll discover your business exists in the first place. So writing persuasive training guides and effective training guides is going to be what we cover in this segment. So what written content will you need to create for your business? We're going to talk about your free blog versus a paid course. We're going to talk about how to organize your content effectively and how to minimize having too much or too little said in your articles. And then again, what to include and what to leave out. Second is how to connect with your audience and make sure you're solving their real problems. So something to keep in mind is make sure that your written training and your guides are actually going to be helping out your audience and they're going to understand exactly what you're trying to say and get it across effectively. And lastly is how to avoid personal bias and avoid making assumptions about your potential clients and therefore not actually solving their problems, but just saying what you think or what your opinion is. So with these 3 points in mind, let's go ahead and get started. So what written content do you need? When it comes to your written content online, anywhere between articles, explanations, a lot of different things come to mind. But depending on your business, you may not need any written content at all, particularly if your product or training is conveyed mostly through video training, live calls, or direct communication with clients on a one-to-one basis or just in a group chat. So most of the time for subscription businesses or membership businesses, you will need 2 main things, and that is a blog and a written training guide. So a blog for people to find your business through Google, SEO, search engine optimization, which we'll cover on in more depth later on. That's one of the main reasons. And so people can get some free insight about your product or service and about how you can help them out or about what your business has to offer. So the blog is just a discovery part of your training of the written portion, and it'll help inform what people expect or what people think that you have to offer. And then secondly is the written training guides. This is something a part of your actual paid training, and sometimes it might make more sense to convey information through writing as opposed to video training, which we covered earlier on in this section. For example, multiple complex steps, including numbers, data, things like that. You may want to have a written out guide as opposed to doing a video format, just so people can go through it at their own pace and you can explain something more complex in a written format. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and jump into blogs. So why is having a blog important for your subscription or membership business? First and foremost, it informs your readers of your knowledge or expertise on a particular subject. When people read your blog, they can see like, hey, this author, this writer, this business here is very knowledgeable about this particular topic. This is the area that I am having, a problem or issues with in my life, and this blog is directly curated or for me. So I understand that, hey, I can get valuable information about, the problem I'm having currently from this resource, from this business, from this blog. They understand that you are a source of information and you're going to be able to help them solve a particular problem. And secondly, this gets them interested to learn more from you. So if you provide valuable and useful information up front, this just lets them know that, hey, if I go ahead and, give my money to this business, to this company, they're going to take it a step beyond and help me solve the problem that I'm facing. So it gets them interested. It gets them, bought into your company, to your product, whatever it is that you may offer. Now they know, hey, I can go here to get more help with this particular issue. So these are 2 big important factors, and then there's a lot more that blogs can do. So blogs equal search engine discovery. Blogs are the number one way that search engines like Google, Bing, for example, they can help people find your business online. For example, if you offer an online course on mixed martial arts, your blog will include references to different forms of mixed martial arts, such as, for example, judo course for beginners. Let's say you use that as a blog where you explain judo course for beginners. And in that blog, you have, a few simple steps about judo, the overall, framework or how it works, and a few practice skills you can do, or kind of how to start off as a beginner in that particular martial art. And what this does when people search for this term on Google, judo course for beginners, or how to get started with judo martial art, for example, those Google will recognize that this article that you've written is about this particular martial art. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring your blog or article to the top of the search engine page, and that's going to help people find your blog organically without you having to pay for ads to get people to your website. They're going to be able to naturally discover your business because Google is going to take it to them, because you are saying to Google through your blog, hey, this is what my business, my website, my subscription and membership focuses on. So keep that in mind. Blogs are really, really important for search engine discovery and SEO rankings. And we're going to cover a lot more in depth about SEO and search engines in the marketing section of the course. But for now, keep in mind that blogs, they serve an important purpose to get people interested, but also they're really useful, towards more of like a back-end usefulness of it is for search engines. So how do you make an effective blog? So keep in mind that the purpose of a blog is to ultimately convert readers into paying clients. You want to create content that is useful, that is engaging, and to bring people into your business and to your website. But the goal is ultimately to have readers. So don't give away too much of your knowledge for free, but don't be afraid to provide helpful information. That is a balancing act that is very important. You don't want to tell people everything. You don't want to tell them all the steps. You don't want to spend, hours detailing every single part of a specific martial art. For example, you don't want to teach them everything about judo from A to Z, but you're going to give them the overall main steps. You're going to show them how to get started, what gear they'll need, a lot of different useful information to kind of create a framework and give them an idea of, hey, this is what this actually is. How do I take this to the next step and make sure that I can go through with this thing that I'm trying to figure out and take them from A to Z. And that's where your course, the video training or the written training guides, will come in as the paid supplementary information for what your blog is talking about. The blog should provide an overview of your business to help readers get a solid understanding of the overall topic or problem your subscription members can solve. So this is, once again, I'm just reiterating that the blog is just a segue into your training section that covers everything more in depth, your paid training guide, training subscription, membership, whatever it may be. And to keep in mind, each business will vary. So finding the balance between providing powerful free value and also not giving readers everything is really, really important to get clients to become actual paying clients, but also to give them enough information up front that they trust you, that they know that you can help them, and that they're willing to spend more money to learn from someone who actually knows a lot about the particular topic. So setting yourself up as a coach or a leader or as very knowledgeable or an expert in a particular topic is also an important element of what you want to convey within a blog. So keep that in mind. You have to get people, bought into you and to your business with a free blog or information you provide up front. So that's the overall gist of how to make an effective blog and what you're going to be hopefully accomplishing with your written guide. So written guides, specifically paid content. So with everything mentioned about blogs, paid training guides must be a step above your blogs. They take everything to the next level. You must provide detailed and step-by-step explanations as if you were over the shoulder of your subscriber, guiding them personally through every problem or issue you promise to solve. So go above and beyond and make sure your clients feel well taken care of, and they will be inclined to remain members for many months and years to come. So make sure you're helping them as if you were there with them. What is the first step? What is the second step? How do I, get set up to get started? Make sure you cover everything in extreme detail, but also don't get bogged down by things that, might not be super important to mention. So over time, you'll be able to understand what information is necessary and what's relevant and what's not. But the written portion must be super detailed, just so that your clients can, you're not missing anything that you might think they already should know, as opposed to someone who's completely new and they might not know exactly what you're trying to teach them or what you're trying to show them. So in your subscription membership or membership website, you must include a lot of detailed information in the written guides and make it worthwhile for your clients to sit there and read through it, because it's going to show them the steps that other resources online are skipping over or only alluding to or mentioning, but not actually taking them step by step through every actual detail. So keep that in mind. So how do you make sure you are effective in solving your client's problem? It is important to understand that the exact issues your subscribers have and address them directly. So that's one of the main issues that written guides can have sometimes, is they're not targeted directly to who you're trying to serve. For example, your specific business might not have written training guides. You may only have video training. You may only have voice chats, video calls. So this particular segment or section is not necessarily important for you, and that kind of targeting or audience issue where you're not actually reaching the people that you want to reach can come up with subscription businesses. So what you have to really do as a business owner, a subscription business owner, is make sure that you are finding the issues your clients are actually having, the questions they're actually having, and making sure you target those and answer those pain points. So no matter how well you understand the problem, you're likely to misunderstand a few things, and that's not the end all be all, but it is important to keep that in mind. And a good way to find out, what your clients are facing and what issues they may be running into is to have a survey asking people about the known issues, and it will go a long way to enlighten about issues or problems that you might be missing just when you're thinking about it all on your own. And lastly, we're going to mention avoiding personal bias. So when working with many different types of clients, it is important to avoid personal bias. It's a very easy mistake to make. Things you may consider to be basic knowledge or information may actually be the missing information your customer is looking for. So don't skip steps that you think are simple or easy or something you don't really have to touch on. It's important to provide people with detailed information and help them really understand thoroughly how to solve the problem that you promise to solve. If someone's paying for something, what they're really looking to you for is, hey, help me and take me from A to Z to help solve this problem. And that's what they're going to be expecting. So if anything less than that, people are not going to be happy with, and they're much less likely to remain clients for longer periods of time. And with subscription businesses, we really want to ensure that you provide exceptional continuous value so that people are retained as members and they stay on as paying clients for as long as you're able to help them. And remember to always provide thorough guidance. On top of that, be available to support your clients with one-on-one with questions or concerns. So no matter what you do, you're always going to miss something or another. It's important to offer a one-on-one at least method of communication, whether that be email or a direct message or a weekly live call or a monthly live call. Be available to help your clients one-on-one with unique things that may come up, and over time you'll find that a lot of these issues may be recurring, and then in that case you could create another written training or video training about that specific issue that keeps coming up. So keep that in mind. It's important to avoid personal bias, but also at the same time keep in mind that updating and improving your content and information, especially when it comes to written guides, is important, and it's not a tremendous problem. And once again, keep in mind that the information about these written training guides may not apply to your specific business. And if it does not necessarily apply to your business, you don't need a blog or written training guides. Just keep moving to the next segment, and we'll cover the information that it is relevant to you. So that's it for the written training guide. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next segment.